We're not paying attention to the guy who created the square wheel. We're not paying attention to the guy that created the stone wheel. We're not paying attention to the person that thought that the earth was flat and drew all of the maps of the earth as if the earth was flat. We have set aside, in the world of physics, we set aside ideas all of the time as new ideas approach because research goes on. We have evolved from wood fire heating to electrical heat. We have evolved from no electricity to electricity. We have evolved from the horse-drawn carriage to the internal combustion engine and now the electric car. But when it comes to medicine, we have not evolved at all. We still listen to the group of people that are holding on tooth and nail to outdated, old-fashioned, archaic, ridiculous methodologies, a.k.a. your MD. Remember, your MD does not know what's best for you. Your MD only knows what they've been trained in. And we think that they've been trained in the most awesome stuff that there is. We think that they've been trained in the most current advances in medicine, but they have not. They have been trained in allopathic reductionism. And allopathic reductionism is old-fashioned, outdated, archaic, and must be abandoned because allopathic reductionism brought to bear on the treatment of chronic diseases does not work. Allopathic reductionism brought to bear on trauma works. Surgery when it's necessary, it works. A handful of infectious diseases, sometimes it works. Not so much. It works, but then it produces collateral damage like antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Big superbugs. That's not very good. But this is the deal, right? You know, you wouldn't go to a travel agent who thought that the earth was flat. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go to a mechanic who didn't know anything about the internal combustion engine. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go to, the Amish guy to get your car fixed because they don't know anything about motors. They know a lot about horses. They know a lot about wagons. Can build an awesome barn, build an awesome furniture, grow some really great vegetables. But they don't know anything about computers or the internal combustion engine, so guess what? They're the wrong dog for the hunt. Well, that's how it is with medicine. We've taken the wrong dog to the hunt for 100 years because we didn't know there was another dog that we could take to the hunt because the big dog that's in the field right now doesn't let any other dog come out to play. It's the MD. They aggressively keep their competitors outside of the marketplace. I'm a licensed naturopathic physician. I can deliver babies, perform minor surgery, prescribe drugs, call myself a physician, order any diagnostic test I want, and it's all paid for by insurance in the great state of Washington. If I did the same thing in Illinois that I did in Washington, I'd be thrown in jail for a year and fined $5,000 for practicing medicine without a license. Oops! They already did fine me $5,000 because I used the word doctor on my website. That's not fair and that's not just. But that's how the MDs maintain their social status. That's how the MDs maintain top dog position. They do it through political maneuvering and pharmaceutical money. It is flipping-gantic. The best thing you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is stop listening to anything that comes out of the mouth of your MD because they have nothing for you, unless, of course, you really do need surgery. Then you can pay attention to what they have to say. But listen to Harvard University because Harvard University released a study a year and a half ago that showed 55%, I think it was between 50 and 55% of emergency room medical doctors in the United States were addicted to street drugs, prescription drugs, or alcohol. Over 50%. So, This means when you're taken to the MD for the stuff that they're good at, the emergency trauma care, make sure that you have your doctor drug tested before you let him close to you with a scalpel. For goodness sake, it's a big, bad voodoo daddy all across the board, and people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. You know, I give webinars 4 times a week. This morning we had a webinar. It was a live chat with Dr. Glidden. We had about 50 people on board the webinar from all over the world, by the way. Didn't have enough time to get to all the questions on the webinar, so here we go. I'm going to answer some of the questions right now that I was not able to get to this morning. Julie says, good morning, Dr. Glidden. I have reflux, that's heartburn, plus many other digestive disorders and pituitary dysfunction. Now, the pituitary gland is the master gland of the body. It is located in the frontal cortex of the brain. Actually, it's a little bit in back of the frontal cortex of the brain. Right kind of where your third eye would be, but back in the brain about 3 inches. I've tried to add animal protein back into my diet after being a vegan for 10 years. Now, vegans don't eat any animal products. Since adding the protein in, my belly swells, all of my joints and muscles ache, my fatigue is back, and I have tons of swelling in my legs. I've been gluten-free for 11 years. I'm salting my food like crazy, and I've doubled the amount of calcium I take. I'm taking 20 digestive enzymes, plus the nightly essence and the Flora FX. I'm really not doing much better with digestion. I started the digestive pack about 3 months ago. What can I do and what's going on? Well, if I had to guess, I would guess that Julie was a blood type A, that I've thought about this. I've thought about this for a couple hours. I'm going to guess that her blood type is a blood type A, and blood type A's have a unique relationship with protein. And animal protein for blood type A's, now I'm making a big leap of faith here. You know, I've got a 25% chance that Julie is a blood type A. There's 4 blood types: type A, type B, type O, and type AB. 4 blood types. I'm betting that she's blood type A, and I'll bring you up to speed with that later. Or Julie, if you're listening, call the radio show right now and tell me if I'm right or wrong. But in any event, for a certain subset of people in the population, protein sources are important, and depending on your level of sensitivity, eating the wrong protein for your body type, for your blood type, can cause trouble, kind of like putting diesel fuel in an unleaded engine. So, given the fact that she was vegan for a decade, her body became sensitive to animal protein. This is how I'm thinking it through. Her body became sensitive to animal protein, and, you know, there's nothing fantastically great about animal protein. There's nothing bad inherently with being a vegan or a vegetarian, as long as whatever you're eating, whatever discipline you're following, whether you're vegan or you're vegetarian or lacto, ovo, novo from Provo, it doesn't matter. Whatever your dietary discipline is, as long as you're not eating the 10 bad foods, as long as you're not eating the 10 bad foods, I don't care what else you eat, as long as you're not eating the 10 bad foods and you've got your nutritional tank filled up. Because once your nutrients are topped off with the 90 essential nutrients, plus some selenium, the only thing that you need food for is calories to burn for energy, protein to help your immune system and regular body repair, tissue repair, and fat that your central nervous system needs in order to be healthy. That's it. You need fat, you need protein, and you need calories. That's it. And it doesn't really matter what source you get them from. So you can be a healthy vegan, you can be a healthy vegetarian, you can be a healthy carnivore, whatever, as long as you have those other bases covered. So I'm going to bet, Julie, that you would benefit from going back to a vegetarian lifestyle. Just don't eat wheat, barley, rye, or oats. It's one of the toughest things for vegetarians to do is eliminate wheat, barley, rye, and oats, because most vegetarians for breakfast, lunch, and dinner eat wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And they think that it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Not only is it a bad thing, it's a big, bad voodoo daddy thing. It's a really, really bad thing. It's a really bad thing. We don't recommend it at all. So my thought process here is that you're probably blood type A, number one. or blood type AB. And a vegetarian diet is a good thing for your body, and your body's gotten used to it. So I would switch back to the vegetarian lifestyle, not the vegan lifestyle, the vegetarian lifestyle, because you still need certain fats in your body. You need butter, and you need eggs. You need butter, and you need eggs. So I would go back to all vegetarian, except for butter and eggs. And I would eat butter and eggs. We like eggs soft scrambled in butter, soft boiled or poached. And, you know, just use butter like it's your best friend, and salt your food like crazy. You're already doing that. Now, again, the only time medical nutrition doesn't work in a timely fashion is if you're not taking enough of the stuff that you should be taking, or you're not absorbing what you're taking, or, you know, the supplements are crap. Well, longevity supplements are not crap. So we've got that base covered. It seems to me from your little diatribe here that you're taking the appropriate amounts of the stuff, so that leaves only one variable, absorption, which would make sense to me because you were a vegan your entire life. Now, what do vegans eat? Wheat, barley, rye, and oats all the flippin' time. So vegans have way more villi destruction than their carnivorous cousins do. You know, it's one of life's greatest ironies that the most responsible diet on the planet is one of the most deadly. Veganism, it's a very socially responsible diet, but it hurts your body a lot. So I'm going to say, Julie, go back to a vegetarian lifestyle, not a vegan lifestyle, and just give the program more time. And between now and then, when you experience the consumption of a food that gives you trouble, no matter how good apparently it is, just don't eat it. You have to start listening to the wisdom of the body. Oh, and by the way, for 7 days as an experiment, triple the amount of calcium that you're taking. Triple it. Triple it. You have to increase calcium in your body because your body cannot absorb it efficiently because you were a vegan for most of your life. Stick around, folks. Hey, everybody. I am Dr. Peter Glidden. Welcome aboard. We're live, baby. 11/14/13. 11/14/13. This is Thursday. And in the house we have with us the commander himself, the man, the champion, the wellness warrior himself. Welcome aboard, Commander. How's it going?
All right, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Fantastic. Having a good day so far. Having a very good day. You had a very good live chat this morning. Very good live chat. I want to read you one of the comments here, and I will get your take on this. There's John from the People's Republic of California. And I love the webinars, folks, because when people log in, right, they name themselves. They put little funny comments. So John from the People's Republic of California, his daughter logs in and says, "Hi, Doc. This is John's daughter. Here's what I want to know. My heart races and then slows down and then skips beats. What do you suggest?" And thanks for the advice on the headaches earlier. So what's your take on that, Commander? Heart racing, then slows down, then skips a beat. And I'm guessing, I don't know, probably a teenage girl. What do you think?
Teenage girl. Wow. You know, either she's running and then walking and running and walking or something like that. Do a lot of that, but we know that's not true. You know, I mean, what would you think about, I know kids don't drink enough, no matter how old they are. So we know the bone discs are a lot of water. So when that happens, we get a little squeeze on those thoracic nerves, and a lot of them, they go right to the heart. And that can screw up your heart. So
exactly.
If you're jumping up and down, that could screw you up.
Yeah, screw you up, screw you down, screw you all around, right? That's how it goes.
Yeah,
so in the anatomy of the human beings, ladies and gentlemen, you've got your brain, and then you got your spinal cord, and your spinal cord connects right to your brain. It's like one thing, and the spinal cord goes all the way down your back, and the spinal cord is protected by the bones of your back, by your backbone, and you've got a number of different vertebrae in your back that allow you to bend and twist and do any manner of contortions. You got about 33 to 37 vertebrae in your back, depending on how you count them. And between each vertebrae, there's a pillow. It's called the intervertebral disc, and the pillow is there to cushion the nerves that come out of the spinal cord that go to everywhere in the body to get everything done, except the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and throat, because those nerves go directly to the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and throat from the brain. So you've got your brain, you got your spinal cord, you've got the bony protection of the vertebrae, you've got the intervertebral discs, and you've got the nerves coming out between the vertebrae. When the intervertebral discs become compromised structurally, they'll start to squish, they'll start to bulge, they'll start to degenerate. It's like a feather pillow that has lost its feathers, for goodness sake. It ain't that cushy anymore. So if you've got an uncushy cushion in your spine and you sneeze or you cough or you turn around or you do something inappropriate with your body, it's going to squeeze that nerve. And the nerves that go to your heart, that regulate your beat of your heart, come out between T1, T2, T2 and T3, and T3 and T4. It's the vertebrae between your shoulder blades. So the most common cause, John's daughter, of a funky heartbeat like this, you know, if you're not, drinking too much coffee and then too much water and then too much coffee and then too much water and then too much coffee and then too much water, is degenerative disc disease, which seems curious in a young person, but not so much, because degenerations can occur in any age group at any moment in time simply because your body has run out of the stuff it needs to keep itself healthy. So how are we going to support and promote the structure and function of those intervertebral discs, Commander? What are we going to do?
Well, we've got to get her to get off those 10 bad foods, you know, and we know the kids all love to go to Starbucks and Caribou and all that now, so they are getting dry. So we need to have her drink half her body weight in ounces of water every single day. And to make good water, we could use the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack and make the water taste better by putting the BTT 2.0 in it, and that works really good. We could also add, if she's an active lifestyle, we could add some Rebound, and so that she's getting all that good water.
Gotta love it. That's a great strategy. And also, when we're attempting to support and promote, to try to put those feathers back in the pillow, it's a good idea to throw glucogel into the mix, and we dose the glucogel to support and promote the structure and function of the intervertebral pillows. 1 capsule per 10 pounds per day. That's a good solution. 1 capsule per 10 pounds per day. And it's also not a bad idea for 8 weeks to double the amount of calcium that you're taking. Double the amount of calcium. So that's 1 Healthy Bone and Joint Pack for 100 pounds of body weight. 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight, and glucogel at 1 cap per 10 pounds per day. I got it all out before the commercial. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Kicking it with the Commander on Thursday afternoon. Commander, a.k.a. Mark Denning, the wellness warrior himself in the house. Check him out on Facebook, Wellness Warriors. Hey, Commander, let's say we go to the phones. You want to help me out on the phones?
Sure, let's go to the phone.
All right, let's go to Norman D. Norman D. in the house all the way from Arizona.
The Republic of Arizona?
What's going on, Norman D?
Hi, Dr. G. How's it going?
Fantastic. I'm jealous of all you Arizonians. What is it, 90 degrees today? Come on now.
82 in my car.
82 in the car.
82 in the car is what the car's telling me right now.
Oh, my heart bleeds for you, Norman D.
I know, it's so sad. So sad. I had the most amazing experience happen this past week that I had to call in, and I know that longevity is where it needs to be. I had a guy reach out. We have our own Facebook page, Take Charge of Your Health. And a guy from the UK tracked us down. He heard a testimonial of yours, and he's with a different company, but somehow found us and was instant messaging me this week. And we ended up Skyping him yesterday. and he is in High Wycombe. And come to find out, my husband, 20 years ago, lived over there for 2 years. And he knows the same people that my husband knows 20 years later. And it was just so crazy to me that we're going to be able to help this guy recover his health. That my husband lived there for 2 years, and how is that possible? How did he find me?
Well, it's a crazy small world, isn't it? I mean, this happens all the time. It's a crazy small world. It's a crazy, crazy small world. I can't remember where I was. I think I was on vacation somewhere in the Bahamas about a year ago, and we were having drinks around the pool, and the guy next to me had heard me on the radio, and it was like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
So you never know, what the Supreme Being is going to throw your way. It's really
Absolutely.
one of the. It makes life. It adds really, I think, a very interesting flavor to life, and I love it when stuff like that happens.
I do too. Total divine rendezvous is what we're calling it in Arizona.
Divine rendezvous. Here, I got one for you.
Divine rendezvous, yes. But
I got one for you.
I do. Oh, you have one for me. Tell me, Mark.
Yeah, I work on the ambulance, and I wear this shirt and tie and all this stuff, and I was dropping off a patient at a hospital. This kid comes, one of the guys that works there comes up to me and says, "Hey, are you the commander?"
Nice.
I said, "Yeah." Mark Bennett. He said, "Yeah, I read your blog." I said, "How'd you find out about that?" He says, "I'm just searching through the web." But then it just connects,
Awesome.
It's just
love
cool that way. So, yes. So keep going with your story. This is awesome stuff. I love them.
So, yeah, we're going to get them all hooked up and dialed in, and we're excited for that. But I was visiting with one of my other customers today, and she was like in the middle of a full-blown gallbladder attack. Oh. And I was thinking to myself, I knew that you had talked about some homeopathic medicine that you can use when you're trying to pass a kidney stone. Could you use that same medicine to try and pass a gallbladder stone?
No, and that's this is the sticking point of homeopathy, because every other, well, I don't want to say that because I don't know about every other system of medicine, but most systems of medicine in the world, the treatments are based on the diagnosis. With homeopathy, the treatment has nothing to do with the diagnosis. The treatment has everything to do with the organ and the symptoms that the person is experiencing. It is entirely possible that we could have triplets. They've all got the same genes, exactly the same, identical triplets. They've all got the same genes, and they all have, they're all passing a gallstone, or they're having cholecystitis. That's the fancy schmancy doctor term for this, cholecystitis. It's a gallbladder attack. I could have identical triplets all having cholecystitis, and it is entirely possible that they would each need a different homeopathic medicine to get on the other side of it. Okay. So it's tricky with homeopathy, but, we do what we can, and I'm more than happy to make generic homeopathic recommendations, because it may just work, and it can never hurt. It may just work, even though every classical homeopath in the world, and Hahnemann himself, rolls around in their grave, or their head pops off their shoulders when I do this generically on the radio, because that's kind of verboten in homeopathy land, right? But the first medicine to think about when homeopathically, when somebody's passing, when someone having cholecystitis, it's homeopathic chelidonium. You spell that C like Charlie, H like Harry, E, L like Larry, I, D like David, O, N like Nancy, I, U, M. Chelidonium. Second word is magus, M like Mary, A, J like Jasper, U, S. Chelidonium magus. I would take 2 pellets every 30 minutes. And if I would do that for 2 hours, and if there's no relief, it's not going to work, because when homeopathy works for acute stuff, it works immediately and rapidly. And also, it's interesting, but you may want to just anecdotally ask this person if before the gallbladder attack started, they ate a fried egg.
Okay.
Because most of the time, gallbladder attacks, interestingly enough, are initiated buy fried eggs. Nobody really knows the mechanism, but I notice it happening all of the time. So our advice, we love eggs, right, because it's a good source of cholesterol, good source of protein. But for people that have gallbladder issues, I don't even want them to look at eggs. But that'd be kind of an interesting thing for you to dial in and see if it makes a difference. You can always give more calcium and magnesium.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that can help to relax the little tube that the gallstone. That could be a medical emergency, though. Commander, have you ever had to transport someone to the hospital because they got a gallstone stuck in the common bile duct?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We used to have to be judicious about the pain medicines, too, which kind we gave, because that little tube, the common bile duct or sphincter vitae, was very sensitive to Demerol, so it was bad. Thank God there's no more Demerol. But
is that interesting? So if you had a patient who had an acute gallstone issue and they were passing a gallstone and it got lodged in the bile duct, Demerol would aggravate that?
I think that's the one that it would speed it.
Wow,
so it's bad news. Voodoo daddy, like you say.
It's remarkable.
Dog, dude.
Yeah, it's a remarkable thing. Yeah. All right,
she can't eat anything right now, so I just gave her some enzymes and tried to help get her dialed in. I thought, I'll call you and ask you what else I can give her.
All right, kiddo, try homeopathic chelidonium, and also it's not a bad idea if she's got it. She can take a hot bath in Epsom salts.
I told her the same thing. I love it. We're on the same page.
Normandy in the house.
I love it.
Thanks a lot, Normandy. We got a full boat. We got a cruise on. I appreciate the call. All right, keep up the good work.
Stay warm.
All right, let's go from Normandy to Rose, or Rose by any other name in Indiana. Hey, Rose, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hello. Doctor, I am calling, and I just ordered some selenium and tangerine, and also my problem is I have heart issues. I'm a diabetic, and I also have kidney problems, which I'm on hemodialysis. I know there's not a cure, but I want to feel better. So what
all right. Okay, so the holistic medical nutrition. First of all, my heart goes out to you. How'd you hear about this radio show, by the way?
Well, actually, a young man came to our church, and my pastor is big on alternative medicine. And so when the guy came, we had actually he was in Sunday school with us, and it's a lot of people with health issues, probably not quite like mine, but I spoke to him later, and he started me on something. Of course, I know you can't say cure, but I know that if the body gets the proper nutrients, then it's able to heal itself.
Well, that's correct, and so this is a 1-2 punch, and that makes you the smartest girl in class. So there's two things that we need to do here. Number one, you need to stop eating food that's hurting your kidneys, hurting your body, hurting your blood sugar, and then you need to give your body the raw materials that it needs to fight back. And keep your fingers crossed, and we'll see how far you can come back. What's your current body weight?
Well, it's 95 kilograms.
95 kilograms, so that's about 200, about 210, yeah. All right. Okay, so the recommendation here would be, I want you to write down my website, please.
Okay.
FireYourMDNow.com. That's easy to remember.
Would you say that again, please?
Yes, ma'am. FireYourMDNow.com.
I have trouble.
Yeah, I bet you do. As soon as you log on to that website, a little box is going to pop up. It's going to ask you if you would like to join my email list for free.
Okay.
If you say yes to that, you will be directed to a page that has a list of something called Good Food, Bad Food on it, Good Food, Bad Food. I want you to download that list to your computer, and there are 10 foods that are on that list, listed as bad, that I want you to stop eating immediately. 10 foods you need to stop eating immediately. Is your diabetes type 1 or type 2?
2.
Okay. All right. So what do you think, Commander? What's the recommendation here to support and promote her blood sugar?
Let's give her the Healthy Body Sugar Pack 2.0 and add some de-stress to that. The fact that she has the kidney issues, too, wouldn't we want to add some daily caps and some extra calcium to that?
Correct.
I mean, would we, because of the other one, would we combine a pack? I mean, my thing is everybody needs digestion, and Dr. Glidden just recommended that you get rid of those 10 bad foods. I would add 2 more to get rid of that, Dr. Glidden. I would add the red meat, being a former diabetic myself, and the white rice.
Yeah.
So when you were having blood sugar issues, was it your experience that red meat messed you up?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. You know what? And then they told me to leave the white rice alone. And then when I got into kidney problems, they said eat white rice. So I don't know what to do.
Well, you listen to us, you don't listen to them, because they don't have any training in nutrition, right? So, I mean, that's what you have to do, and I'm glad you called us up. I'd never heard that about red meat with the blood sugar issue. My head just exploded a little. That's very... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Dr. Glidden. It pulls chromium out of your system more, so you need more additional chromium.
Bingo. Well, there, boy, you learn something new every day. Hold on, folks. We're up against the hard break.
Hold on.
Rose, stick around, girl. After the break, we're going to dial it in for you.
Absolutely.
With a science-based, clinically verified health recovery program. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Fire Your MD Now.
Your MD Now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Webinar tonight on how to have a healthy immune system for insiders only. Check it out, fireyourmdnow.com. Okay, Rose, here's what I would like you to add to your current program. I would like you to order 1 bottle of Sweet Ease. It's Sweet Ease, like it sounds. Sweet Ease, E-Z-E. And 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. 1 bottle of Sweet Ease. And you must eliminate the 10 bad foods.
Okay.
Do these supplements for 4 weeks, and then call us back on the show and tell us what happened to your blood sugar and your kidney function.
Okay.
And we'll see if there's anything else we can do for you. I appreciate the phone call, Rose. Keep up the good work, and I appreciate the trust as well. Finishing up the first hour here with Chris in Florida. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're kicking it with the Commander this afternoon. Chris from Florida, you are live.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey.
Great, man. Really, really good.
What's
good? Yeah, I'm just
going on?
Quick follow-up. I had called a couple months ago regarding my fiance. She had trouble. Her cycle was very irregular. Actually, she hadn't had one in over a year. And along with the longevity product and a little bit of my own research, she started supplementing with nascent iodine.
Yeah.
It's advertised on this radio station. She, within 2 weeks of taking the Healthy Start Pack and everything, and then adding the nascent iodine on top, she really, within a matter of a week or two, was regular again. So it was
all right, now, yeah, I mean, that's really great, Chris. Now, how long ago did her menstrual cycle come back? Was it a week ago, a month ago? How long ago?
About a month ago. Well,
okay, great. All right, so what we like to see for situations like this, because, we don't want to put the cart before the horse, right? We want to see regular periods for 90 days, for 3 months in a row. So, and there's no reason not to assume that that's going to happen, but that, I wouldn't have a party, you're right, celebrating the success until she's had 3 menstrual cycles 3 months in a row. Once she's crossed that hurdle, then we're all good. But this really is a testament, man, to the unbelievable effectiveness of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, right? And this underlines and puts in boldface plus italics our fundamental position. The human body knows how to fix itself. The human body wants to fix itself. The human body wants to optimize its function. The human body wants everything to work appropriately. And it needs stuff to get that job done. And so that's all that we do. Honestly, we have the easiest job in the world. We just give the body the stuff that it needs, get the heck out of the way, and let the healing begin. It's fantastic testimonial, Chris. Oh, and by the way, I think Dr. Glidden's a pretty good name for a child, don't you?
Yeah, we'll look into that. We'll look into that. But yeah, she went to the health commander, and they did absolutely no good. Like, absolutely no good.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I mean, we're throwing good money after bad when we're paying medical insurance premiums, right? Again, you know, the commander's in the back of the ambulance every day, keeping people alive, because that's what the MDs do best. It's trauma care. So if you can do it, if you can find it in the market, get some catastrophic medical insurance, because that's all you need. Abandon the comprehensive crap, because, you know, all it gives you is access to idiots. I mean, access to people that are practicing an old-fashioned, outdated, archaic, Machiavellian, for-profit, monopolistic type of medicine. It doesn't work. For goodness sake. We're all out of time. Chris, you're the greatest. I appreciate the testimonial. I appreciate the callback. And more importantly, I appreciate the trust. Commander, where does the time go? In the last 30 seconds, tell people how to find you on Facebook.
Hey, Wellness Warriors with the Z. Be there.
Wellness Warriors with a Z. Be there, folks. We're going to do a recording for the second hour webinar tonight. How to boost your immune system for insiders only. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden here. Thanks for tuning in and turning on. Now go out there and recover your health. See you next time.
Go.